welcome back. Thanks for joining me on this unseasonably warm February evening. I think I'm going to crack open one of these. Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale. So I got this as part of a gift pack that I found on clearance at World Market, and I'm super excited to try this. I had that pale ale already, and it was delicious, so my hopes are high for this one. Alright, let's see. I know I read it somewhere on here. Yes, this weighs in at 5% ABV. This is a 550 milliliter bottle, so it looks like 18.7 fluid ounces. And this is what they have to say. Brewed at Samuel Smith's small, traditional British brewery with well water. The original well sunk in 1758 is still in use. Best barley malt, yeast, and aromatic British hops. Oh. Yeah, okay. That came across wonky because I had to pause for a second. Brewed at Samuel Smith's small, traditional British brewery with well water. Best barley, malt, yeast, and aromatic hops, because I stopped to read that the original well sunk in 1758 is still in use. It kind of broke that up and made it sound awkward. So yes, it's brewed with well water, best barley, malt, yeast, and aromatic British hops. So okay, now that I've beaten that dead horse, I'll move on. Nut Brown Ale is relatively dry with a rich reddish brown color and inviting nutty flavor derived exclusively from a generous amount of roasted barley. And then there's a quotation here. Samuel Smith has the richest, maltiest, and nuttiest of all the brown ales. That is a quote from Michael Jackson, not the king of pop, but a author who writes about beer. I actually have one of his books. I got it years ago, and actually I got a couple of books, but one of them's an actual book that you can read. The other one is it's really more of a tour guide, like if you wanted to go hunting down breweries, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that Michael Jackson, not not him. Alright, well, let's crack this bad motherfucker open and see what we got. It's got gold foil on the top. I'm hoping that's all I have to contend with. I don't know that I want to peel this off. This might be a mistake. Nope. It's actually coming off fairly easy. I was afraid that if I started peeling, it was going to be a time-consuming endeavor, but might not be so bad. Okay, yeah, actually now that it's getting down around the curve of the crown, it's starting to be a pain in the ass. Alright, let's see how much of this foil I get in the beer. Ooh, there's a nice bit of gun smoke coming off of that. Got the Samuel Smith glass. What? I'm matching beer with glassware? That is so uncharacteristic of me. But yes, this was a part of the gift pack. I actually noticed when I was grabbing this beer to put it in the fridge to chill that in the box, along with a little book, which I still haven't read through, hopefully I will do that before I review the chocolate stout. But there are also, it looked like maybe a couple of coasters, or a coaster and some stickers maybe. So I'll have to look at that and definitely have to make more of an effort to get those into the next review. Alright, so yeah, it's like a brownish red. Fairly dark brownish red. A nice khaki head on it. Plenty of retention. It actually looks fairly creamy. Ooh, that smells good. Huh. Right, so yeah, there is a bit of a nuttiness to the aroma. Picking up some yeast spice, I think is what I'm smelling. A little bit of caramel. Oh, that smells so good. Well, enough of me sniffing and having my eyes roll in the back of my head. There's only one thing left to do. Cheers. That is very good. So yeah, the nuttiness is fairly subtle. It's not like a beer that is used like hazelnut or peanuts or anything like that that's trying to do that. It's more subtle than that. Nice malt to it. And actually, I think what I was smelling wasn't caramel so much as toffee, which is still caramelized sugars and butter, but not like your traditional caramel. So I think that's probably a lot of times what I'm picking up when I'm drinking ambers and reds. But yeah, with this, it's maybe a little bit more noticeably toffee. Man, that is really good. There's a nice creaminess to the head. I'm trying to decide what that malt reminds me of more. It would lean more towards a bready malt. There's a little bit of a roastiness in there, but not so strong as like a coffee flavored. It's not like a burnt roast. That is just really good. Yeah. So again, that is the Nut Brown Ale. I'm sure this could be purchased individually. I got it as part of a gift pack that was on clearance, and whew, that has got I got 3 beers plus a glass plus a book plus a couple of stickers and a coaster maybe for $13.98. I would have paid full price, which I think was maybe $18.98, $18.99, something like that. Might have even been $19.99, but whatever. For what you get, I think the full price would have been fair at $13.99, $13.98, whatever I paid. Was a hell of a steal. These beers are still good. So let me check on this one before I sign off and finally let you move on with your life. But yes, so this has a best by date of November 30th of 2026. Today I'm filming this February 17th of 2026. So I still have plenty of time on this one, and I think actually the stout has a best by date of sometime in 2027. So yeah, these beers are still plenty good, but oh, excuse me, I got the bubbles already. But since World Market isn't a beer store, I mean, they don't know what they have. They could have probably just taken all that stuff out of the box and sold it all individually and just thrown the box away and like the other stuff and probably made a little bit more money. And I don't know if they're even allowed to do that, but since they're not a beer store, I'm sure they just want to clear up that shelf space and get other stuff in there. So if I get a chance anytime soon, I might go back and pick up what was left. But realistically, it probably won't happen. But if I do, you will be seeing maybe a couple more reviews. And I've rambled on long enough. I'm going to let you move on with your life. I do hope you liked what you saw. If you did, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button below, and don't forget to tell your friends. And this, the Malted Gentleman, reminding you, you only have one liver, so use it wisely.